Alright, welcome everyone. To this stream. Today we are going to be watching Alan playing Thralls of Dracula against Sooner on X-Men. So it looks like both players pulled up their crises, with Alan getting prio and picking up their secures. So we are playing on deadly meteors and inhuman weaponry. So knowing a little bit of what Sooner's gonna play with Charles X-Men, I would expect him to probably pick 18 threats, just because it lets him play both Xavier, Rogue, and Jane Thor, which I know he is a big fan of these models. So that's what I would expect to see from him here. Hey, Nasty, how are you? Jian will be with us shortly. He was running a little late, so I'll be riding solo for the time being. Alright, so we are seeing players getting comfortable, getting ready and picking their squads for this game. Now, I think I'll be fine. He said he was running like 5 minutes late, so we should be more than good enough to go. Can you hear me well enough? Like, am I louder now? I'm trying something so that's it's at least more legible for the audience. Perfect. That's great. So yeah, I think we're gonna see 18 here from Sooner. But I figured we should probably know soon enough. On Alan's side, because he is playing both Dracula and Midnight Suns, I think this is a map where we're going to see Dracula just because Deadly Meteors deals damage, and Thralls of Dracula lets you heal your models, so I think it's a very interesting synergy here. Unknown, so either 17 or 18, but it looks like Sooner picked 18 for the inhuman weaponry. Looks like we are seeing from Sooner's side Professor X, Storm, Battle Ray Bill, Magic, and Baron Zemo. And on Alan's side, a taller squad with Dracula, Shang-Chi, Abomination, and Rogue. Very interesting choice to see both players bringing Rogue. I think she's having kind of a renaissance in the current meta, um, where like she sees a lot more play than she did in the at least the past few years since she came out. Now for their tactics card on Sooner's side, we have Recal, Xavier's Dream, First Class, Fallback, and Brace, so nothing too surprising here. And on Alan, we have Brace, Thralls, Warpath, which is definitely a mainstay with Dracula. Ooh, a new map spawned out. Interesting TTS interaction here. Right. Hopefully both players will correct it. So we had Brace, Thralls, Warpath, Recal, and Key Mastery. Sorry. Warpath, definitely the mainstay with Dracula, mostly because of his counterattack. So, like, when he gets attacked, because he mostly has range 2 attacks with Ancestral Blade and Blood Feast, having access to Warpath to getting closer and Counter-Strike is definitely a good option to have here. So I think nothing too surprising from either players. Now let's see how they deploy going into this map. So it looks like both players are checking each other's squad. I think, yeah, we see Dracula being deployed dead center for Alan, which I think definitely makes sense. Because of shapeshifting, Dracula gets to move long by paying a power, which puts him right on the midline thanks to his 50mm base and lets him attack another model. That's a definitely good way to build power, especially in a 7 dice builder. Um, so he is liable to be very efficient and just have some solid scenario presence. Then we see Bill a little further north from the midline. Um, letting him grab either tokens if he chooses to pick north to go north. Grab either inhuman weapons and maybe one of the ones on the Blackbird on the south flank. We see Rogue deployed from Alan's side, deployed roughly opposite of Bill. Um, and now Sooner's Rogue deploying, so far hesitating, but looks like deployed dead center as well to face off Dracula. Alan is deploying their Abomination on the south flank. Because of his large base and size 4, it can kind of go over the Blackbird fairly easily and either try to flip the Origin Bomb or pick up a inhuman weapon. Maybe even both. Let's try to find a more legible angle here. So looks like we are seeing magic from Sooner's side deployed north as well. Looks like she is going next to Bill, or like definitely on the northern flank, away from Abomination and terrain throws. And finally, with Shang left on Alan's side, I'm not sure where he's going to deploy it. I would expect somewhere between Dracula and Rogue, just to give themselves more flexibility to either try to flip a Deadly Meteor or grab an inhuman weapon. And they choose to deploy Shang on the very northern side of the map, right behind the turbine. Next to Rogue on the northeastern side of the board. Sooner has 2 last models to deploy, so Baron Zemo and Charles Xavier. We see Zemo get deployed on the southwestern flank alongside Xavier. Yeah, good calls from the chat. 2 rogues is definitely something we haven't seen in a very long time. Uh, but I'm very glad for her to be like kind of back more in the limelight. She's definitely a very strong model, and I'm glad she's seeing more table time. Yep, that's true. Shang is definitely a good pick to fight magic. So is Rogue, actually, like with both Mutant Absorption, the Terrain Throw, physical attacks, and DR to fight magic. I think most of Alan's team is definitely brawlier, while Sooner's team feels kind of more mid-range with Bill and Xavier. but is definitely able to fight here. Looks like we are seeing Shang double move and grab one of the inhuman weapons on the northern flank, right above the deadly meteor. Looks like.
Hello, good evening, Simon.
Hey, Jian, how are you?
Good, good. Sorry I'm late. They decided
Oh,
to close down one lane of traffic while I was trying to return home, so that made things more difficult than normal. So apologies for the delay, everybody.
you are coming in at the perfect time. Players are just finishing their first activations, actually. Um,
Oh, nice.
so here we are seeing Sooner double walk his magic to grab the other inhuman weapon for free, thanks to first class, and probably use Limbo Step to trigger Professor X's leadership.
Yep.
Uh,
Always a great first model to activate to get the train started for the power leadership.
Absolutely. And so we are here on Deadly Meteors and Inhuman Weapons, and Sooner having picked 18 threats.
Nice.
Oh, alright. Lower Jin's a level. Perfect. So we should be at a roughly equal volume now.
Yep. Let us know if any changes need to happen. Again, thank you again to Simon for streaming this game. This is your second game, right, Simon?
Yep, that is correct. And thank you very much for being here with me. It's always a pleasure. You have always very solid insights into games, so it's very lovely to have you with me here.
Allegedly, but I'll take that compliment, sir. Thank you.
Um,
Let's see. I do like the rogue pick here. I wonder if Sooner anticipated the abomination pick, which is why having an immune to poison model would be very relevant in a matchup like this.
um, I know he's just a very big fan of Rogue and Professor X overall, but it definitely comes up as an added benefit here, I think, where like you intend to play her already and she just kind of leans into what Alan is doing here.
Hmm. And big shout out to Alan. I got to play him very recently, thankfully, and he's very big on Dracula. So I see that he's still repping it very hard during this event.
Yeah, it's very cool to see them doing so well here. They have been putting a lot of work into making Dracula work, and I think we have had good showings for them on stream recently. I know they played Sweepy in a very interesting wedding party game.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, that's right. They did do that.
so that's definitely a good shout. Um, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think we see Abomination probably double walking, picking up one of the inhuman weapons and flipping the deadly meteor.
This seems pretty reasonable. Having two power does give you that privilege.
Yep. I think it does expose yourself to being attacked by Professor X and Zemo. Um, but because Abomination has DR and access to healing thanks to Dracula's leadership, I think it's something he can mitigate fairly well. So we
Yeah.
see the roll for the Deadly Meteor, unfortunately taking damage, but still claiming it for Thralls.
Yep. See, I see Sooner is eyeing up, seeing if Professor can possibly. He does. He should be able to get there with one movement as a medium base medium mover.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep. And if you're both contesting a objective, you will be within two of each other, so he should be able to ignore the cover as well.
Yep. And thanks to first class here, Xavier has access to using mental suggestion to move Abomination away before attempting to flip the token.
Yep. Which
Uh,
is exactly what Sooner just did. So it looks like we're making the attack roll attempt.
yeah, you just need to do the one damage, so here Professor X is fairly likely to do so. Uh, Good starting block from Alan with two.
Oh no, the
Oof,
curse of this move, Simon.
unfortunate.
I feel so bad every time I'm so sorry, Sooner, if you're ever watching this in the future. I feel like every time I've seen someone try to do this move, it doesn't ever do the damage it needs.
And it's a lot more likely than people think. Like it's sub 20% to not do any damage
But I feel
against
like
three
I always
defense.
hit the 20% because I always see people rolling one or two successes with that attack.
Yeah, and we see the
Uh,
roll for the meteor failing because Xavier would have needed 2 successes here.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't dislike the move from Alan here to have exposed their abomination, because they're not super liable to get punished by like one attack from Xavier, another attack from Zemo. Um, sure, it gets kind of worse if you get moved into the lines within range 2 of Zemo, but 4 physical defense with DR still lets you take hits better than most.
I would agree. Yeah, it's a calculated risk, right? Because he's got like a decent defense stack to just not, he's going to take a few actions to get off the board typically.
Yeah.
Dracula did double walk up to pass the meteor test, so Alan has that. So they should have 2 secures now, or no? Did they have all 3?
Just 2, because when Shang moved up north, he picked up one of the inhuman weaponry.
But so Shaw was not able to flip on that point yet. Got it.
I think we're gonna see Rogue try to flip it, probably. Looks like we are seeing Zemo move close to Charles, and maybe try to get within 2 of Abomination as well.
Yep. It might not be able to get onto the point.
Looks like.
But if you can charge and do at least 1 damage, maybe we can still take a walk and try to flip the point afterwards.
Yeah, here we are seeing Sooner do the classic Professor X of passing power, charging with a model to enable another model's charge by passing a power to Rogue.
Yep. Rogue getting a ton of options with 2 power. You can either just walk medium absorption or just walk charge. Both are very, very good.
Yeah. Looks like Zemo is not on the point. He gets decent starting hit. 3 wilds into no blocks from Abomination, taking 2 damage and the bleed.
Nice.
So this actually lets either Zemo do another attack or move and take the extract. Which is a good question you want to ask yourself if you're Sooner. Like, do you want to start getting the attrition in already? Especially because there's only 7 VPs on the board, so it's liable to be a fairly slow game, or not be too negligent about the VPs because you are currently holding just the 1.
Yeah. So given the fact that it is 7 VPs that aren't there on the board, I very much doubt this game is going to be over by like turn 3, right? So this is going to be a minimum of turn 4, I think, to win.
I agree. I think we see Sooner deciding to choose violence here by paying for Master Swordsman. Ooh, and a very spicy hit.
Ooh, that is a good Master Swordsman. Well, actually, he doesn't even need the Master Swordsman. What am I talking about?
Into a very strong block. So thanks to DR, Abomination takes just the 1.
Right. Good block from Alan. They are looking to stay alive for much longer.
Yeah, and with access with their poison bomb next round, they're liable to like strip both Xavier and Zemo of their power and poisoning them the top of next round, and I think that's something you'd definitely be on the lookout for, especially because your Abomination has already taken 4 damage.
Yeah, and yeah, I would say that's definitely going to be the more imperative first activation.
Looks like we are seeing Rogue double walk and try to flip the Deadly Meteor.
Ooh, unfortunate. Oh, actually, no, they got it.
They got it, but take a damage.
Visually, my brain keeps thinking that Shang-Chi's on the point, but no, Shang is not on the point.
Looks like we are seeing Rogue walk and charge into Abomination. I think he's going to try to fish for that daze, for that round 1 daze. Abomination's only 3 damage away from
energy
getting knocked down.
Yes. Is stat line 433, I think, right?
Yeah. With DR1. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like we are seeing the charge from Rogue. Which is also going to let her interact with the Meteor thanks to first class, even if she fails to do damage or sap.
Okay, and let's see. We see a power being passed yet? No, not yet.
It has technically you passed a power after the full charge has been resolved. He has passed it. Sooner has passed a power to Professor X. Looks
You're
like
right.
we are seeing just the one damage come through.
Does get this out power on the wild, so that'll
Oh,
help Rogue out.
see, this is a good example of why the sequencing here was kind of important because here Sooner is spending the power on Xavier for a reroll before he technically would have gotten it.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. Yeah, the entirety of the power needs to be resolved. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a little counterintuitive with the charge. Like I'll grant it, it's not the most intuitive ruling because like when you
Yep.
use the superpower, you have to wait for the resolution. But because the resolution of the charge includes both the movement and the attack, you need to finish the attack before actually giving the power to another model. Here doesn't change really the outcome, but it's relevant to know for at
So
least the viewers.
yeah, I think that that's also helpful for me as a player as well. So two things just happened. We saw Rogue do a mutant absorption for 2 power, and it looks like we saw 3 successful on the flip attempt. So that means that the point now goes back to Sooner, or goes to Sooner, I should say
Yep.
now.
Looks like we are seeing Bill probably double walk, try to flip the points. I think he's debating whether flipping the point next to Rogue or Dracula. Looks like
Yeah,
he
Bill having
is.
4 dice is he feels like he's in pretty good stance to do either of them. So
Yep. If Rogue and Shang-Chi are both on the point, he would need 3 successes, but I believe just Rogue is currently sitting on the point.
yes. Ooh, unfortunate. Only 1 success.
Yeah. And taking a damage, which is definitely not what you want to see.
Yep. Let's see. Do they reduce?
Does he pay to reduce? Looks like it. I think it's worth it just because you also get to pass the power to another model.
Yep. Because it's still the first time you're using a superpower, so it does kind of still work out for Team X-Men.
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal, but oh, looks like he is opting not to pass power.
Oh, interesting. I wonder. I guess that's maybe a note we can jot down for sooner or later if he remembers this or not.
Yeah. So 4-2 with Alan scoring 2 of the deadly meteors and 2 of the inhuman weapons, being the north and central meteor points. We are looking at a board with Shang-Chi, Rogue, Bill, and Magic on the northern flank, all pretty close to the top meteor. Dracula being all by himself in the middle of the board on the central meteor, and Rogue, Xavier, and Zemo near the southern point alongside Abomination.
Yep. No, I think we were predicting that Alan probably they would activate Abomination first, right?
Yeah, I would definitely think so. I think
What
5 threat
looks like the attack. Yep.
looks like a spender, I believe. Yeah, 7 could be.
No, I
No,
think
it looks like a
that's just
gainer.
yeah, just a normal gainer. Probably into Zemo, but great block from Zemo if that's the case.
Yeah, definitely. So not getting any damage through. Yeah, it looks like it was from Zemo, spending 2 for a Master Swordsman or. Oh no, the Counter Strike.
Oh, yep.
If he gets 3 successes, it just stays as Abomination. So, uh,
Oh, and it.
1.
Let's see. Oh, just one. Yep.
But it still kind of staggers Abomination because he is bleeding. So unless he gets to heal with the leadership, which is unlikely with no opposing models bleeding, he is likely to just daze at the end of his activation.
So part of me wonders, like, should you just kind of go for and just like throw the the Blackbird right into Zemo right now, and just like go for broke?
I think yes. And fart to kill, yeah. Because he got the wild, he also has to push Zemo here from the gainer because it is a mandatory push. But I think he can easily backstop himself and Xavier here. But yeah, I like the size 4 throw into farts into you still get the spender. No, you're one short. I still get to
Oh
do.
no,
Ooh, what
the
happened?
Blackbird has collapsed. Oh, man, that felt like an IRL moment if I've ever seen one. Like,
Yes. Also, like moving the other token.
yeah, I
Looks like
if I were them, I would probably suggest that we just reset the tokens,
yes.
so therefore you just kind of know where everything was.
Yeah, I think yeah that's what both players are opting to do, which I believe is the right call. Just makes everything cleaner.
Yep. You also get to reset the secure. That's now going to be on the floor,
Yeah.
so that's much nicer for everybody as well.
So here we see Zemo taking 3 damage from the throw, which is not nothing. Because now he is in range of just getting farted unless Sooner spends Xavier's Dream here,
Yep.
which I
Staying
don't
out a
believe
very
you
early
do.
Xavier stream is, I think, pretty good.
Yeah, which I don't believe is worth it. So like Zemo's sure he hasn't gone, but he is not holding or contesting a token. He will have a relevant activation, but not the craziest either. And I think it eases the pressure on Alan a lot if Xavier's Dream is gone top of round 2, which I think it's something I'd be happy with.
Yeah. At least just attempt it just to bait it out, because you never really know like what your opponent may be concentrating on, and sometimes they can make a rush judgment. If you give them the opportunity.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of options for Abomination at 6 power. So let's see what Alan would like to do with that.
Yeah, I think using oh yeah, remembering to grab back the secures.
Yep.
I think you have good options here. You can do your Poison Cloud, you can do another attack, you can use the leadership to put bleed into the model, and even though trying to flip the Meteor with 2 models on it is unlikely, you might as well try. Oh, looks like we are seeing the bleed get shaken. Poison Clouds coming out on Xavier to strip him of power. Yeah, looks like we are seeing a dazed Zemo, not opting not to Xavier's Dream this.
Yep. Which would be the correct choice if I was in Sooner shoes. Okay, so yep, draining some power off of Xavier is also great too, because that means less rerolls and less vectors to get more power passing going.
Yep.
Yep, still got another action. Big decisions here. Looks like we're going for a flip on the point.
Leadership trigger to give Rogue bleed. Uh,
Ooh, that's right. We are playing Thralls here. Yes, that's correct.
yeah, I think he spent his second action to shake the bleed on Abomination to force Sooner to at least spend an action going there. To get rid of Abomination.
Okay, so as Sooner, who would I want to activate now? So Abomination's kind of done, so we don't need to worry about that flank as much until Dracula wants to come in and do something.
Yeah. I think he's probably looking at Magic, which is his model that stands in the most danger, being close to Rogue and Shang-Chi. Like, Bill can tank fairly well on attack. Magic, having to face both Rogue and Shang, I think is a little much for her to handle on her own.
Yeah, I would agree. It would probably have to be Magic, and also again another easy person to just start. Again, passing some more power around.
Yeah, and I think also because she's holding an extract, oh, we see her going into Rogue with presumably a builder.
Yep. So Rogue only having three Mystic defense. This being a 5 dice with a Pierce. I think that makes a ton of sense here if you're going to attack somebody. Shang-Chi, less attractive, and I think he was outside of two, it looks like, from what Sooner was measuring earlier.
Yep. Well, to your point, Nasi, I think here, if your builder goes well enough, you build enough power to limbo step forward. With only 2 power, lets you place 3, which is more than your medium move would have let you. So, like, I think I see what Sooner's debating here, whether like double moving or attacking moving and limbo stepping. It's going to be the choice, but it looks like we are seeing an attack.
Yep. Ooh, a very solid attack so far.
Yep,
Before the crit, we have 4 with a
4 with a
Pierce.
Pierce. Coming into
Ooh,
Rogue
nothing.
0 block. So full 3 damage, which I think is a result you're fairly happy with if you're Sooner.
Okay, so do you go for blood now? I think that's probably pretty tempting, I would say.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Straight 3 hits.
And 2 no blocks, and that's a Dazed Rogue.
No. Oh, man. That is a rough time for Alan's
Ooh, we are seeing
dice there.
Recal here being played.
Ooh, yep. Trying to save that rogue activation. I don't hate this. Think it's reasonable. Ooh, getting at least 1 block.
Uh,
We're past the Pierce step, so that means that this is only going to be 1 damage to rogue alive on 1.
yep, MCP special coming in. We are seeing Limbo Step for 3 to trigger both the leadership and put magic in a safer position.
Yep. Yeah, we do not want to teleport near Dracula. That is not where we want to be. So I think going behind cover makes a ton of sense here.
I agree. Yeah, so we see magic going further up north, trying to escape both Rogue and Shang. Yeah. What are we seeing here? Oh yeah, the power being given to Xavier. Dracula doesn't have the power to both move and bow magic. But it's
Yeah,
definitely an interesting line. I think Rogue is definitely the model you want to go here if you're Alan, just because she's on 1 and doesn't have the most interesting activation. I think she just like goes, charges double tap magic.
yeah, I think so. And if you happen to build some power, then they'll give you some further options afterwards.
Yeah, and I think here if you're Alan, you really cross your fingers, hoping to get at least 1 wild to deny the fallback. Because you get to sap a power before she gets to move away.
Yep. Let's see. And Brace for Impact and Ziva Stream is still online, so even if they do decide to throw another piece of terrain into Magic, let's say the size 2 container, I think Sooner's got plenty of options to sort of like make decisions there.
For sure. Another thing I could see Alan do here is Mutant Absorption Bill and just walk and hit magic. To try and strip Bill of power and like board impact.
Ooh, yes, I like that play as well.
Because he's not very likely to build power well going into Shang-Chi, and it also turns off his ability to flip the point if you roll at least 2 successes with Rogue.
Yeah, you would have to dump a lot more power using Xavier's leadership to get him back to where he needs to. So I think, yeah, a mute absorption here actually would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let's see if they see that.
They might have other priorities in mind. Like I think the 3 models holding 2 extracts near your 5 threat is also kind of something you want to be on the lookout for, because if Abomination dazes this round and KOs next round, it puts a lot more pressure on Alan's 3 other models to put out the work and score the VPs.
Hmm. Yeah, so theoretically, Sooners, Rogue.
Yeah. Looks like we are seeing a charge from Alan's Rogue going into Magic. Uh, Showing up 3 successes at
Ooh,
least with the sap to deny the fallback.
ooh, excellent hit
Converting.
there.
So full 4 damage into Magic. We are seeing fallback. I don't think sooner. Yeah, that's another timing window that's relevant for both players, because both sap power and fallback are before damage is dealt. The attacker's trigger resolves first. So
Yep.
because of the wild here, normally Sooner wouldn't have the ability to fall back.
All right. That is definitely something we would like to go over now. So for viewers, yeah, unfortunately, I think Sooner misremembers the timing step and would not be able to fall back normally.
Yeah. It's also worth mentioning that like it's a lot easier to do this as an observer than as a player in a game, where like your head is definitely into like moving your models, trying to win, trying to score, thinking about like other aspects of the game that are not the game state itself.
Yes. That's also unfortunate too, because if they are playing it this way, then I'm assuming this also means that for Alan, it would seem like they wouldn't be able to sap that power either.
Yes, that's correct. We see Rogue just gaining the 4 power from the attack she made.
Okay, so if you are Alan here, then with that in mind, I don't hate just walking back and just mutant absorbing.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree. I think it's the right call. Like, Bill is still not liable to build power super well.
yep.
Yeah, I agree with
And it,
Toast. Like, it's a big game changer for the board state, but it happens. Yeah, looks like we are seeing the mutant absorption going into Bill. Ooh, just
okay,
the
looks like
one.
just the one. But that means there'll need to be at least two power passes before Bill gets a throw online now.
Yep. So now, if you're Sooner, who do you go with? Like,
If you,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
hmm. No, no. What do you think, Simon?
I think probably Xavier. I think you want to save your high impact activations like Rogue and Bill for later in the game. I think Xavier has a good opportunity to like daze Abomination here, and like still be relevant. Maybe even put a root into Dracula. Looks like we are seeing Xavier go into Abomination.
Yep, trying to finish out that one bit of health there.
2 blocks. Sorry. 2 hits from Sooner into 2 blocks from Alan. Does Sooner's crit convert?
Ooh,
No.
yep. Once again, Curse of Charles not able to ever do damage on his own attacks.
Yep. Not getting the wild. I like the line here of just moving and grabbing the extract.
Yep.
Um, it's a guaranteed VP. It puts Charles a little further from harm from Dracula.
Yeah, and it was very difficult for Charles Lee to flip the point with on two dice anyway. So I think this is just a much more solid like VP farm to just grab the objective now.
To answer your question, Nasi, here the reason not I don't like intervening here is because both players had already committed to the move, making the models, and were at least it looked like both players are in agreement with the board state, as opposed to just like the board not functioning. Like in the game versus Alan and Sweepy, it was just to like have a clean board state that didn't impact either of the players at that time. So I think it's a difference in circumstances here. Also, because my role here is different as a streamer versus just commentator and observer of the game. So I think like the combination of these two is why I'd rather not intervene here. And like the board game's
Yep.
already been changed, right? Sooner had already fallen back, so it's something that would have been harder to fix.
Yeah, I mean, if it was one thing if they were just like text us and ask us like, "Hey, do you have an opinion on this?" or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked like the both players had agreed to what had occurred, which is something we can highlight for you for the players watching this, or the viewers, I should say, and then we can talk about it with the players afterwards.
So we are seeing Shang here punch Bill, getting a damage through and the stagger, getting the push to stun him as well, which does put Bill in a bit of a pickle, like being stunned and
Ye-
staggered.
Yeah, great play there.
But now Shang-Chi is... Oh, we see Bill use his honor bounds to get back onto the point, and likely within range of Shang-Chi. So here I think you... Oh, that was it for Shang. I
Yep,
think he moved into the point first, then attacked Bill.
that sounds correct. Yeah. Because he only had the one power, I
Yeah,
think. So
yeah. So he dealt one to Bill. Oh yeah, I know what he did. All right. So he dealt one damage to Bill, pushed him away. Flipped the point, punched Bill. You did dealt the one damage to push him away. So that counts for the two powers.
yes. Okay. So Bill is stunned. So his power generation is going to be fairly throttled after he does his next throw, I think, if he opts to do that. Okay. So into Rogue here. Bill into Rogue.
Yep.
Well, let's see if
So
this crit converts for Sooner. Needs the one more. He gets it.
yep. Today's rogue gives him a power, which is enough to throw Shang away, but not enough to flip the point.
Yep.
So here, what would you do? Would you throw Shang and put him out of position, or try to flip the point to try to come back from the VP
I
differential?
think so. Let's see. Given the fact that he had a stagger, right, on him
Yeah.
earlier, right? Yeah. So I think for points, I think I would just try to do a four die flip, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be inclined to agree. Yeah, it's enough to throw the size 3 at Shang, but I think Shang on 0 power next round is just gonna like move and attack, which I think lessens his impact a lot here. Um, so I think, at least in my mind, the two more attractive choices are throwing Shang or flipping the point. But it is a good argument. You can even throw the turbine, I think, which is a size 4.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
just that
so size
Bill's
4.
power gets a little weird after you do your throw because he's gonna be trying to claw his power back, for the different things he wants to do.
Yeah, the stun here really making a huge difference.
Well, so I guess more importantly, then, since we are under Charles' leadership, does the throw give one of the other guys a resource that they need to get a big turn off? And
Yep.
I'm not sure if anyone else really needs it.
Yeah, looks like we are seeing the size 4 thrown to Shang.
Yep. Got to roll 4 dice. Can't count blanks against this. But, you can just roll, like, you know, the shield and a crit. So it looks like only 2 damage, right? Since it was a size 3.
3 because it was a size 4.
Ooh, very spicy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good way to put some decent damage into Shang, and I think if your plan is to out-attrition your opponent, every damage you can get is welcome here.
Yep. Bill might be in a spot of trouble. And depending on who activates first. But I think actually it's a good calculated risk because probably Abomination would probably want to go first next round, I would think.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Abomination gets another round here, gets to live for next round, I think it's a huge difference.
Yep.
Yeah, I like pivoting Dracula here, just so you can collapse and like divide your points more uh, in a stronger way. Because I think Rogue and Shang are solid enough to handle both Magic and Bill, while Abomination and Dracula can put up a very solid fighting force against Rogue, Zemo, and Xavier.
Okay,
Uh,
so let's see. Is this a Charles? Yep, this is a Charles attacking the Charles.
yep. So 3 hits so far, none converting. Dealing 1 to Xavier and giving him a condition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I always have to remind myself the Dracula conditions. So I assume Bleed, Hex were two of them.
Yeah, Root and Slow are the two. Yeah, Root and Slow are the two others he gives out. Now we are seeing
Ooh,
the leadership to give Bleed. So that's gonna actually give Dracula 2 power at the end of his activation.
very nice.
Yeah,
Okay, so that means no flip attempt, but we are going to be swimming in power to just have him give him some more options. Xavier's now bleeding, poisoned, and rooted, so he's he's having a rough time.
yeah. I think this is a matchup where Sooner might have liked to have Children of the Atom accessible to him. We are
Yes,
seeing Rogue go into presumably Abomination. Whiff, not be able to deal a single damage. Which is definitely not what you want to see if you're Sooner here.
yep. Now he could still potentially do a mutant absorption to hopefully get 3 hits if the next attack fails.
Yep. That's yeah, rolled into a very strong block. So yeah, I think
Yep.
mutant absorption is definitely a valid option. If you roll 3 successes, you get him.
Yeah,
I still think it's worth doing another builder to try to either sap power or deal the damage to then pick up the book and flip the point if you can save your power on Rogue.
absolutely. Yeah, if you can, obviously, if you can do both, that'd be great. The less power the bomb starts with, right? The less options he has.
Yep,
Because his kit kind of just goes off at a certain point once he reaches a certain threshold.
for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, I think he's probably debating the builder or mutant absorption line. Yeah, looks like we are
Yep.
seeing another builder going to Abomination.
Yep. Oh, this time 3 coming in before crit. Looks like this is
Yeah,
definitely going to get him.
for sure. No.
No absorption or no sap power, so this will just be a straight 1 damage
Yep.
abomination.
But it's enough to both pick the book and try to flip the point. With Dracula contesting, Rogue would need 2 successes, which is a 50-50 chance here.
Yep. Since she's only 3 dice, I believe, right? So
Oh, we
yeah,
are
we'll see
seeing
how.
a mutant absorption into Dracula instead. Because Sooner's
Oh,
already controlling that point, so that makes sense. Yes.
oh, that's right. Uh, Viewers with a keen eye would realize that before we did. So shout outs
Yes.
to anyone that just thought about that just now. uh, Okay.
So it
Oh,
looks like
yep, that's
2
enough to give her the
hits.
2 power in Dracula.
Yeah, so it looks like we are going to see 4-3 here to move the score to 7 for Allen and 6 for Sooner.
Yep, definitely not bad.
Yeah. So being Allen with Prio here, who do you start your round with? I think it has to be Shang, right?
I think so, yeah. So Abomination's activation now becomes a lot less attractive. So I think Shang probably has the most to do an impact here. We would like to have Bill sort of like, you know, hopefully not have an activation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think being able to deny the Bill activation here is big because it also lets Rogue potentially go into Magic. Um,
Yep. Yeah, and Bill is definitely the lead displacer on Sooners team. So if we can let him not have
Oh,
activation, we feel much better
looks
about
like
reclaiming those
we
secures.
are seeing someone attack Baron Zemo,
Ooh, okay. So I guess we're
paying from
going with
paying for Master Swordsman. Give a power to Rogue. So 7 can be either Dracula or Abomination. Being blocked by Zemo here. It was Abomination. Thank you, Nasi. So Abomination into Zemo. Yeah, I think kind of hoping to get the poison to have the clouds, the radiation zone deal damage again.
yep. So let's see. Do we either do another builder? Oh no, I think we're just yep, another gainer. This time getting the wild to get the poison.
Much better hit. This looks like it's going into Xavier with 2 dice. Yeah. Having
Yep,
paid to lower the defenses, so 3 looks like 3 damage coming in.
yep. And we did get both the poison and the push trigger.
Yeah. Xavier already being poisoned, he will only get pushed. No, he did not have enough for Spender and Radiation Zone. The Spender costs 4 and Radiation Zone 3, so he was 1 power short. Looks like
Yep,
we are seeing the Xavier's Dream to have Xavier take paying 1 for Magic, Zemo blocking 1, yeah, and Rogue, so taking 0 damage.
yep. Rather just take the 2 damage from the radiation zone, I guess. Or unless he gets pushed too far away, we'll see where Alan puts Charles. I think no matter where he pushes, he's gonna Xavier's gonna be like outside of range too.
Yeah, I think it definitely puts him out of range with which you're not too unhappy, I think, here. Just because he's out of range for Dracula, he can't be Bowden. Um, yeah, looks like we are seeing the leadership come in to feed Dracula more power. Probably Radiation Zone, or just try to flip the points.
Yep.
I'll flip your point.
Hey Ben, you're currently on the stream for Vodka Blitz.
Yeah.
Okay, you love me the best.
Bye Ben, we love you.
All right. That was
American
fellow
pastures.
Dracula aficionado Ben Laika, also known
Yep.
as Right Mad.
Simon, I am so sorry that these Americans just keep bothering you innocent Canadians. I mean, what is this?
Well, you're making a great example for them. So I am very glad to have you on, being very polite and respectful.
We have to try to balance it, the messaging out,
Yeah,
That's what we have to do.
and
Okay.
I hope it's reciprocal for you, as I'm not as mean as Mike Whalen.
No, that's true.
We love Mike.
We do love Mike. Yeah, it's Staten Island love, and that usually involves a lot of course and hug.
Yeah, it's a good call that Radiation Zone wouldn't do much, just because Rogue is immune, Zemo has kind of enough power, so it's not super exciting to do here.
Yeah, he already has a Master Swordsman online, and he's got 2 targets within range too. So like, yeah, I think it kind of makes sense right now. But he did getting the flip was big to at least like put
Yeah,
some more pressure on Sooner to try to get those points back.
definitely. I think with the
Okay.
extract lead, you still feel comfortable enough. Hello, Mike. Oh, pausing for family.
Oh, makes sense.
I didn't kidnap him, Mike. He came here willingly.
It's as arch nemesis Whalen, I must do things that will anger him.
Voila, there you go. All you had to do was be nice.
Yep. For those that don't know, Mike Whalen is currently on a tear, beating me 3 times in a tournament at the moment. So we are seeking to rectify that and try to embolden by the spirit of revenge.
Uh, yeah, so we are taking a short break from family matters from the players here. So now that Abomination's gone, where do you think your priority is if you're Sooner with this board state?
So let's see. Is there a way we can nullify a Dracula activation with this? And I am. Ooh, this is tough. I feel like at 5 health, Zemo probably does survive a clapback from Dracula, unless of course he gets the 6 power necessary to do the spender back into him.
Yeah, yeah,
So as
that's.
long as he doesn't do too much damage, we can do that.
I think there's a decent argument to try to actually go into Abomination and remove him from the board. With like Xavier, Zemo, and Rogue here, and I think you're kind of fine trading Zemo for a bomb here.
Yeah, 3 threat for a 5 threat seems pretty okay. Right now though, because of the root, Xavier cannot actually boost any of Zemo's dice. So the root was a very excellent call on Alan's side.
Yeah, yeah. I think crippling Xavier with conditions and leaving him alone really limits his impact here.
Yeah, really loved the play that they did on that. So, yeah, I think Master Swordsman twice into Abomination since he's already gone, so he doesn't get any healing anymore from the Dracula leadership. Like it does seem like a pretty good sell now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Looks like we are seeing Zemo into Abomination, presumably with Master Swordsman.
We're back, folks. Let's go.
Yeah. I think Omar also had a very interesting line here of Bill double tapping Shang or like trying to deal 1 damage to get the throw. Um, Walking out range 3, then spendering. He would still get cover if you're going like towards the southern side. Alright, pretty 1 block so far.
Yep, and I think that was all of the rerolls. So Alan, very fortunate there, only taking 1 damage from Master Swordsman Zemo. So at this point, yeah, I agree. Sooner is eyeing the move flip, which I think is a much better use of Zemo's time now.
Yeah, agreed. You recoup your losses here and go away.
Yeah, if that first attack did like 4 or 5 damage, then yeah, I think you probably try to finish out the job. But I like the pivot that Sooner's doing here.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, good flip. Does unfortunately take a
Ooh,
damage on Zemo, which also means that he's also going to bleed
for
as well.
one.
So rough couple damage, incidental damage for Zemo.
Yeah, I think here it opens up an interesting line for Rogue to charge and KO Zemo. Like you could Mutant Absorption Bill, then charge and double tap Zemo, which I think can put a lot of pressure on Sooner here.
Yeah, a stunned um, build does make it pretty rough for him to do anything.
Yep, looks like we are seeing dice getting rolled. I think there's also an argument for Shang. Ooh,
Oh, I think
very
that's
strong
just.
hits from Rogue into Bill, I presume, because we are seeing 5 dice.
Oh my lord.
Ooh, 7 successes. I think that's a dazed Bill.
Uh, Recalibration matrix.
Recal, yeah.
Recalibration matrix. Yep. Good recalibration matrix.
With 3 crits, it's still a lot of dice.
It's successful though. We turned that what 7 hits down to 4.
Yeah.
I mean that's
Still takes 4 lives on 1, which is not a great place to be. Oh no,
let's
blocks
see.
3. Blocks 1, sorry. So lives on 2.
Yep.
Rogue
Yep.
getting
You're
3
spending the
power.
power for the reduction, I believe.
I think here you just mutant absorption. Like if you get 3 successes, you're...
Yeah. Looks like that's what we're doing. Yep. Getting 3.
Yeah, so that dazes Bill.
Ooh. Yep. Great call out from Alan.
Also leaves him on 0 power, which is great going into next round. And you still
Yeah,
have an
that
action left.
Yep. So we still can charge into Zemo.
Can even charge Spender into Zemo. I think...
Oh, that is spicy, but does mean we don't have any power to do the flip though.
Yeah, so I think we're likely to just see the basic charge.
I think so. And there's still also a terrain throw.
Yeah, even with Brace still up, it's worth spending the power to force the Brace out. Yeah, it looks like chat also agrees. Looks like Rogue is going into Zemo. Ooh, 4 hits, including a sap.
Oh man, that is rough.
Ooh,
And
crit
yep,
converting, and that's dead Zemo.
yep, great. Yeah, Rogue again, just having the ability to switch the damage types for the situation, great tool like against characters like Zemo.
And 3 from the damage. Now she can just flip really like free here. And I think
Yep.
this Rogue round definitely puts Alan comfortably in the driver's seat now.
I would agree. Yeah, yeah. The whiff on A bomb and then like 2 subsequent big attacks from Rogue and flipping a point. Yeah, now Alan Shang is very much free to go into Magic unless they decide. Well, unless Una decides to run Magic way further. But at this point, I think Magic has to come back into the.
Yeah, I think there's an argument for Magic to just walk and Spender Shang to get that 2 damage. Just to remove an activation as well.
Yep. Math is probably in Sooners' favor, I believe, because of the double counting skulls in both defense and offense for their success.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's what he's eyeing by measuring 3 from Shang. There's also an argument to Limbo Step and do 2 4-die gainer. But you run the risk of Shang taking a damage and warpathing in range of magic.
yeah, yeah. The Warpath card that like is always just kind of there in the back of your mind, just like ready to get triggered in a very unfortunate time.
Looks like that's what we're seeing. Sooner measure, or something along those lines.
Yep. At least also there won't be opportunity for Shang to pick up another extract since he already holds one. So my thinking is that at worst like the floor for Magic going down isn't like the worst in the world, but I think the math is still at your.
It's still in your
Ooh.
favor.
Yeah.
Looks like
Are
we're
we
seeing...
possibly thinking a limbo step? Then
that
yeah, maybe we're looking at a limbo step gainer.
Yeah, that's what I think he's eyeing.
Yeah.
Trying to measure like where ends the range 3, so that where he should place with magic. Also triggering the
Oh, that-
leadership.
Yep. Might still be within 3. This is it's pretty close.
Yeah. Are players measuring?
Well, Sooner was he was trying to eyeball like the tools back and forth until he arrived at this spot visually.
Yeah.
But to me, on the way I'm looking at overhead, I wish I can put tool because I feel like they might actually be within 3, and they are, unfortunately.
Ooh, that's very unfortunate for Sooner here.
Yeah, yeah. That happened to me recently the opposite way. I tried to line up for a King T attack, trying to eyeball it, and I was just out the other way. I was like, look.
Oh yeah, those type of mistakes can be super punishing.
Yep.
Here we see also passing a power to
Oh,
Rogue.
okay.
Ooh,
Probably can convert this potentially. Oh, it does not convert, so that means it's going to be blocked for
yeah.
this first attack.
He
It
has
is a
a
gainer.
second one to put in though, if he wishes to do so, which I
Yeah,
expect
I
we're
think
gonna
you're just
see.
committed now.
Yeah.
2 hits. At least 3 blocks before the crit resolution. And yeah, I think Alan is feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Oh, for sure. And I think like this is a perfect turn to go with Shang and
Yeah,
Days
yeah. I
Magic.
mean, you can charge. Yep. Yeah, we're just gonna charge and do a punch.
Yeah.
Physical because once again, her being the limbo sorcerer supreme means that you don't want to attack her mystic.
She is not the Sorceress Supreme of Limbo. She has Scrying Mirrors of Limbo now. With
My mistake.
the latest errata, they changed that superpower's name.
So
She
that means
used
that
to be.
I'm excited for the possibility of a second magic then that's called Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So that was a very successful Shang-Chi attack, Dazing Magic. Even has
Yep.
another action, which I think, yeah, collapsing towards the middle and like in at least a more relevant position for the next round is a good call.
Yep. And we're right next to Bill, so ready to do some attacks into him. Bill's only going to start with 2 power even after he flips. So that means that they won't have the throw online the first round.
Looks like we are going to see some Rogue on Rogue violence, with
Ooh.
Sooner's Rogue charging Alan's Rogue.
Okay, cue the classic Spider-Man meme here.
Definitely. Uh,
Oh
so,
no!
oof, that's a cold
Oh
whiff.
no! Sooner, I'm so sorry.
That's a very cold whiff. Uh,
Okay, this is much better. We got a sap power, 3 successes, then a crit to see if we convert.
yep.
Ooh, 4 hits coming in.
Into one block, DR1, Rogue would take two. What things are sapping one power. I think you're not too
Yep.
unhappy here.
Nope. And let's see. Alan's Rogue being injured does mean that the test is still pretty easy for Rogue, relatively speaking. Just need to get
Yep.
1 success on 3 dice, should they wish to
Yep.
roll it.
Looks like that's what Sooner's doing. I
Oh
think,
no!
oof.
Oh, he's
Taking the damage as well, plus the bleed
just
damage. Rogue is now on 3 damage at the end of her activation.
this Dracula just damage over time is just like
Yep.
it's rough, man.
Uh, Looks like the bleed is missed here.
Nope, nope. The caught it.
Nope,
So
they caught
now
it. Perfect.
another damage. Yep.
Yeah, I think that makes it very interesting for Dracula to just like move and build a rogue. Um, like it puts him further away from Xavier, and if you manage the day's rogue, you get to pick her book as well. I think you're fairly comfortable if you do that. Looks like Alan is eyeing going into Xavier.
Yep. Which does mean that Sooner will have priority next round, but Sooner is also beginning to lose some more and more options.
Yeah,
The triple debuff to Xavier is kind of rough.
yeah, and if you get the days here, you just lock in so many VPs. Like it's gonna be 5-1, and
Yep.
it puts Alan in a very commanding lead.
Yep. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry, folks. I'm saying Alan would have the priority next round. So,
Yeah,
okay.
unless
So
he
it looks like
dazes
only two
Xavier.
hits into Xavier.
Poking for one.
Yep.
Presumably, yeah, giving slow. So now he has 4 conditions. This is where Children of the Atom would be very exciting.
Yeah. Is Children of the Atom in Sooner's list? I forgot.
I don't recall seeing it. Ooh, what's happening?
Wait a second. Can Xavier be? I don't think Xavier can be
No,
moved,
he
right?
cannot be bowed.
No, yeah, it did. Did Sooner not catch? Oh my God.
Ooh.
Oh no. Okay, well, I guess that's another note.
Yep.
Okay, Xavier, bound.
So it looks like, yeah, I think the thing that uh, this mistake opens up for Alan is that it's very hard for Xavier to come back on the point and flip it.
Yep.
Especially being slowed and having to roll two dice, needing at least two successes because Dracula's on a point. I think it kind of locks the VPs for this round for Alan for 4-2.
Yes, I would agree. All right, so it looks like Sooner is abiding by that. So we're doing a short move to stay out of sight of two of Dracula so he doesn't get Builder again.
Yep.
Looks like this is going into Abomination. Ooh, finally.
Ooh,
The one
hits.
cost spender does finally do damage, and a wild hit at that.
Yeah, getting 5 damage through, putting Abomination on 1, and putting them out of relevance for probably the next round.
Yep. I would say this is a pseudo stagger, right? Because
Yeah,
Abomination still can get back on the point for one move action.
yep. So Xavier bleeds for 1.
On the flip side, I mean, Abomination is now so far away from any dangers that he's actually relatively safe to just take a last activation, you know?
Yep, that's definitely true. So looks like we are seeing the VPs go up. So Alan currently sitting at 11 VPs to Sooners 8. So now if you have Prio on your Alan, I think Rogue is probably the model you're looking to activate, right? And try to end
I
that
think,
Rogue and Rogue turn?
yeah, I think so. Rogue has the most potential right now for Sooner to sort of pop off and do some interesting things. You're not too worried about Bill since the only target is really Shang. So, he's happy to take the complex, right, against a 5 die attack.
Yeah. I think there could be an argument for Shang to like move south and go into Rogue. Looks like you're seeing what is Rogue? Soon is Rogue doing? Oh, I am not sure what is happening here. Oh, it was mutant absorption. 3 successes taking all of Rogue's power away.
Yep.
So I think he's looking at throwing that size 1. Always respect the size 1 throws. They will deal their damage and they will be relevant. Not into this block. Um, but never underestimate throwing a size 1 or 2 terrain.
No, never.
Now I think you can still Builder and Spender, right? Like you still have your 2 attacks here, and I think it's definitely worth spending them into Rogue.
Yep. So let's see. We see a bunch of power being spent here.
So looks like a Spender. 4 successes on the throw, so that ought to get Rogue.
Yep.
Dazes her, she drops a token. Unfortunately for Alan, his Rogue is now out of power. I think here you throw it. She's gonna charge and throw him the size 2. Yep, that's true. But here we're seeing her thrown into the terrain. Which if you're Sooner, I think you keep the brace, right? Just because Rogue doesn't have the power to pick it up. And because she still has another action, I think you'd rather not give her the opportunity to, like, punch
Yeah,
you again and then pick up the point.
I would think so. But potentially too, you could also just leave it out that Abomination could just like double walk and pick up the point too.
That's true. It also forces Rogue to roll more dice, so she might even whiff and not be able to daze Rogue.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like we are seeing the dazed Rogue.
Or no? I see the
Oh,
the health come back.
maybe debating the brace.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he's kind of eyeing the abomination thing, just being able to move him way further. Which I think is a good read if you accept that your rogue dazes over here. Yeah, looks like we are seeing a dazed rogue. So here, what do you do with your second action?
Let's see. There's no one that you can attack, so yeah, it's just going to be a positional game. I would potentially just try to make sure that I'm not in any range to be affected by Bill.
Yeah.
You can also use her to body block Bill if there is a single move that he can do. So yeah, like being in the current position that Rogue is in, you potentially just kind of stay there and body block Bill from maybe getting onto the point if you can space yourself. But let's see, Alan, I think they're choosing not to do that and just trying maybe just to avoid being attacked by magic or somebody
Yep, that's
to
fair.
just get KO'd.
Try to preserve your models as long as you can.
Yeah. Certainly, Magic would love to do something where she can, get to a point, grab an extract, and flip a point all in one go.
Yeah.
So it looks like we could be seeing that. Magic walking on the point, maybe spendering Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I think you still try your chance at a builder first, just to get the power, and then spender. If you choose
No,
to,
I, I,
oh, I
I,
see
I
what you
think
mean.
I think you got I think you got to spender because
Yeah.
he's got the dragon chase his tail. So if you miss with
Oh, you're
the
true.
builder,
That's true.
yeah,
You
no,
might just screw
you
yourself
definitely want to
over.
spender.
Yeah. Good catch.
Okay. Again, Sooner Magic never doing the thing I think it's going to do. So let's see what the new vector is now.
I presume. So place two. So that leaves enough power for the spender. Which I
Yep.
is this what we're gonna see?
Yep.
Looks like
No, a gainer.
it's a gainer. Hard whiff.
Uh, but hard whiff on both people's side. So just getting that net one power for Magic.
Yeah.
What is? Okay. I'm going to trust Sooner that there's a plan here.
Yeah.
Ooh, good hit.
I think he wanted to pass a power to Bill to unlock the throw. That's a dazed
Yep.
strong.
Nice. Very fortunate because I think was still within three. Okay, so we're just gonna pass that to Bill. Okay, so if this game goes another round, which potentially could, that means that Magic is definitely in a good spot to just spender somebody, and it's going to be a rough time for whoever gets the receiving end of that.
Yeah. So here, if you're Alan, do you just go with Abomination and Spender Xavier to get rid of him?
I think that is exactly what's happening right now, my friend.
Yeah, because you have enough power to like Spender do the thing. You can even Radiation Zone afterward. So you just need to sneak in one damage with the Spender in order to get the daze.
Yep.
And
Yep.
pick up the token.
So let's see. Yep, 6 power was spent, so it looks like we are doing the spender and paying the tax.
Yeah. So as long as you do one single point of damage, you can Radiation Zone and pick up the token.
I think they got at least one bit of damage.
Oh yeah, and that's a dazed Xavier. And your Abomination is so far away that like you're very safe from Bill. With Brace still up. So yeah, Alan is looking like they might be able to close this game out this round.
Yep, just need to find the 5 points and
Yes, Nasty, the throw is before damage.
getting a little weird magnetism from the TTS mod. Okay, Looks like they can just pick that up. That was a walk spender, so there's no more actions left.
The thing Abomination could do is spend one and heal one with a leadership. Nice. Good
Yep, that's what they did. So
good
that's
play from
awesome.
Alan here. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, another reminder to viewers, you can still leadership a day's model with bleed to get 1 health back.
Yes, because the leadership just checks if there is an enemy model within 2 of you. Not it does not target the model. It just asks you to pick a model within 2 that has bleed.
Yep.
Yeah, so looks like
So yeah, Bill
he's
being able to flip some points is looks like it's going to be very relevant here.
yeah.
Yeah, this will work. Yeah, Sooner really needs this game to go another round. Because he's going to have priority. So Dracula only has 1 power, so if they are not able to do everything they need.
Alright, so again for the viewers at home, when you put your movement tool out and start measuring something else, so in this instance, the range from the central token, once if you pick up your model and you have your 2 range tools, you are committed to that move. So you have to drop down your model into their final position before you can start measuring from something else.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Bill here trying to flip the point. Gets it.
Yep.
But does take a damage. Spends 1 to
Does take a damage.
reduce.
Reduce, yep.
I think he's debating it. He put the power back on Bill. Yeah, looks like he is paying to not take damage.
Okay, leaving Bill on 0 power.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
which is great for Dracula, because we potentially then... Oh, this is... it's close. I'm not sure if they necessarily are able to get there in 1 move.
yeah, I think
Onto the
it's
point.
worth checking to save the power if you can help it, because then you just need 1 power to both pick up the token and flip the point. If not, it forces you to really deal 2 damage to Bill. I think it's worth measuring. If you're not there, I think it's definitely worth spending the 1 power for the long move to be in range.
Yeah, I think I would just hedge my bets and just like do the wolf form here, because like it's just so close, Simon. Like, and if you can, do enough damage, right? Then that can put you to 15. Which is going to put a ton of pressure on Sooner.
Huge amount of pressure. Yeah, I think I agree. I think if it looks too close to, for comfort, you just wolf form, take the long move. It's worth checking, but I'm not sure I would risk it, because if you fail, it's kind of really awkward for Dracula. You like just pick up the extract and hang out. So I think that's what we're seeing Alan debate here.
Yep, it's hard, yeah, because you're trying to balance your risk mitigation, right?
Yeah.
So I think trying to be within 2 of Bill, I think that's pretty doable given the range tools out right now. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. But like the thing I'm wondering is that because any 2 models on contesting the same secures are necessarily within 2 of each other, I think if you're looking to be within range 2 of Bill, maybe it's a good indicator that you might be able to get to the point.
Yeah.
Looks like
Okay, so
Alan is
going for
opting.
Wolf.
Yeah, opting to
Yep.
not risk it.
I like it.
Yeah,
Just like trust your 7 die builder is going to do 2 damage to Bill, especially since he doesn't have the reduction, right?
yeah, absolutely. If he had the reduction, I think we would be having a very different conversation.
Yep. All right. Sooner only blocking 1. Let's see. Oh no. Ah.
Ooh, that is not what
Well,
you're looking for.
that
That
is a condition on Bill. So
Yeah, I think you put like hex, right, or roots to make his
it's
life.
I lean towards root personally. Um,
Yeah, just to
just
make it.
because like
Yeah.
anytime you want to spend any power for anything, it's
Ooh,
just gonna
no
just
conditions
cost.
put out?
No.
Alright.
Oh no.
So we are seeing VP's shift to 13 for Alan to 11 for Sooner.
Okay, so Dracula condition bill
Um,
is a note I will give myself.
yeah. Good call from Toast. From Jeff, the R4 tool is the exact same distance as medium walk, medium base, and range 1. Um, so here, if you're Sooner, now that you have Prio for the first time, with both Abomination and Rogue being on 2 HP left, who do you go into first? Or who do you think has the best chances of getting both?
Hmm. Let's see. Oh, this is tough. Um, I think highest impact model would probably to just try to get rid of Alan's Rogue, I would say, because they only have 2 health left.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the high priority. Second priority would be to get rid of the Abomination, 2 health left. So either Xavier to take care of A-Bomb, since he also A-Bomb has an extract, or just getting rid of Rogue. I think would be solid plays here. Shang, unfortunately, I think is just too healthy, for
Yeah.
lack of a better word, to try to like one round him.
Yeah, I agree. He's also kind of further away from the action. Here you really want to rob an activation if you can. Looks like we are
Yeah.
seeing Xavier spend a power for mental
Yep.
suggestion into Abomination.
Ooh, mental suggestion's finally coming back, and I think this might get Abomination here. I think it does. Yeah, just by the raw dice right now.
Yeah. So that is a KO'd Abomination,
Yep.
which lets Xavier pick up the token, move, try to flip up the meteor.
Yep. He's only got 2 dice, and looks like you are able to stay outside of 1 of the objective while also being outside of 3 of Dracula. So I really like that Sooner is measuring this out to make sure that he doesn't get accidentally bowed
Yeah.
than when he didn't have to. But if he remembers, he also can't be bowed as Xavier. I think it's very easy, Simon. Would you agree that people just kind of miss those little passive abilities that just, hey, you can't be.
Yeah,
Hey,
definitely. And again, it's something that's a lot easier to spot if you're a non-looker more than in the zone, like just trying to play your game. So
oh
it's
yeah,
really
no, absolutely.
no shade on the players for that.
No, no, absolutely not. Even Sooner being experienced, like the man's won tournaments. Like he is clearly doing something right here, But that is a indication, I think, for players, that hey, if you forget a rule, just guess what? Even the highest like echelons, let's say, of players like are going to forget stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, now that we have like over 200 models in the game, like
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to forget one or two of these. Uh,
Yes.
so looks like,
Ooh, making the roll in 2 dice. Well
yep,
done, Professor X.
moving, flipping. Yeah, I think now if you're Alan, you really have to go with Rogue, right?
Yeah. I do also like that Sooner is just trying to be more aggressive to try to like perhaps give out some more reroll opportunities for his models.
Yeah.
Xavier does have 3 power, so he's hoping to use that last 3 power to in supposedly the last round of this game.
So here, if you're Alan, does your Rogue just go and charge magic and try to get rid of her? Or you commit to the Rogue on Rogue action?
I don't think Rogue is actually that great at killing Rogue. Um, does that make sense?
Yep. I think like
um,
with Bill and Rogue, like as her main targets, I think they're not super interesting. I think there might be an argument to charge beyond the southern point and double tap Xavier, even though
yeah.
you don't have the power to discount his dice. Yeah, good call from Omar. I think like charging and being into range of magic here is probably the juiciest option if you want to steal an activation. Like she
Yeah,
only
because
has 5
Magic
health.
definitely has 5 health. She has the least amount of tech against any rogue's attacks, so um really, yeah, Sooner is just hoping on dice, right, to save Magic.
It looks like we are checking for Chang-Chi ranges.
Interesting. So I think this is going to be a flip. Yep,
Yeah,
gets the flip, takes the damage, but that's okay. Shang in this side does have a heal after his punch.
yeah. He also has access to the Dracula leadership if he needs to. So it looks
Yep.
like we are seeing
So it
a
looks like
charge.
probably into Rogue, I think, just to make sure that Alan can disable Sooner's highest impact model now.
It's true. And if you do your builder well
Ooh,
enough,
definitely a stagger.
yup. Ooh, yikes. Into Dim Mock, to steal her
Yeah,
activation.
that
Uh,
will that will yes, that would be really big.
so here just doing the 1 damage and the stagger, but you still get to activate her, which I think is definitely the result you want to see here.
Yeah, so probably Spender, then try to flip the point.
Yeah, looks like we are seeing the Dim Mock. So that is going to activate Rogue for sure. And I
Yep,
think,
unless Rogue just nope, doesn't die here, I don't think. Yeah, does not die here, but definitely is going to take some damage and will be activated.
yeah, going to take just the 1, but is going to lose her turn. Looks like debating the Xavier reroll here.
Not sure if that's really worth it since the the activation is just kind of automatic, right? As long as you have the stagger.
Yeah.
Yep, so that'll be an activated on Rogue. Big set of dice rolls for Alan. They must feel really good about that. So let's see if we can get the flip now. Only needs 1 success because everybody else is injured. That would be hampering this. Oh, doesn't get it, unfortunately. So another damage on Deshaun.
Yep. But I think like you're pretty satisfied with this round here. Profax reroll was just to get build enough power to throw. Yeah, good call from chat here. It's still anyone's game at this point. Like taking the rogue activation definitely puts a lot more pressure on Sooner. But Rogue Alan's Rogue still being up for grabs here, I think, um, might be a little rough.
Yep. Yep. Thanks, Omar. Thanks, Toast. Yeah. See, Toast, this is why you're captain. Like, I wouldn't catch that.
So it looks like Sooner's eyeing the attack into Dracula from into Xavier from Dracula.
Okay, Nasi, you said it first. You are the bestest boy, and we love you. Are you happy?
So yeah, I think here you want to get rid of Rogue, right? And I think Magic's probably your best bet to do that. Like you can Limbo Step in, get
Yeah,
attacks.
I think so. Yeah, because Bill is a displacer, and obviously displacers are like strongest by going last, right?
Yeah.
So I think. Oh, okay. No, we're going in. So we're just
No,
gonna try to
Bill
take
into
out.
Rogue.
Yep, take out this rogue activation.
That's fair because I think there's also an argument for Magic to go and grab the Inhuman weapon up north and try to flip the Deadly Meteor there.
Yep,
Looks
no
like Rogue
damage. It looks like
blocks it.
because there's 2 blocks. Oh no, another big whiff on Bill. Hate to see it. So it looks like no damage. It looks like
Ooh,
it's.
Rogue gets to live. That is
Yup.
rough. I think you're very, very happy here, Alan. Looks like we are seeing Dracula getting thrown. At least Sooner debating throwing Dracula.
Yep.
looks like we are seeing the Dracula throw. Now, that's terrain being size 2 still means magic is liable to being bowed on it. Which, if you're Alan here, I think you really want to steal Rogue's Magic's activation after builds here, because it lets you grab as many points as you can and hopefully close out the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so if Dracula is thrown that way, potentially, yeah, we do bow Magic in. It might be a very bad time for her.
Also because there's currently 2 books sitting on the floor. One right under Dracula and the other in the northwestern corner. Getting rid of getting rid of magic here can basically give the win to Alan. Yeah, good call, Omar. I agree. I think there's nowhere you can throw Dracula that he can't bow anyone.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bill's being done there.
Bill's
Yeah.
done.
Now.
I think that's the right call. You want to preserve your power. And here I think you have to go with Rogue. Ooh, try to flip the points.
Yep. Gets it. Looks like because you only need 1 success.
Yeah, and then she can kind of just grab the book and double walk away, right? And
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's kind of what you're looking for. Or
Let's
even
see.
try to flip the point from under Professor X. Yeah, I think that's what we're
Yep.
seeing here.
I think that makes a ton of sense. Since it's unlikely anyone's going to one shot.
The book is right under Dracula, actually.
It is, yes. There is a book right under Dracula. Sometimes players may also object permanence and forget they're there. So I'd be curious. Oh, okay.
Looks like we're seeing an
looks like an
attack.
attack. Okay, looks like 2 with a sap power.
Yep.
No damage.
But the sap power will let you both pick up the book and move and flip the points. Looks like walk.
Oh, forgot that there's a book underneath, I think.
Try to flip the points. Needing just the 1 because Xavier is injured. Gets it, but takes a damage.
Yep. Which is fine, because now Magic is on a ton of pressure to try to flip 3 points, and I think this is going to put Alan in a very comfortable position now.
Yeah, I think Alan is definitely in a position to use the leadership to plead. Yeah, I think that's probably game if Alan remembers there's a book under Dracula.
Yep.
Good
Let's
call
see,
from
so-
Jeff. Rogue might not have been within range 1 of the book.
Oh, true. I just figured the tool would have come out just to check, though. But if it did, maybe I missed it.
So is Magic choosing violence? I think if you're Sooner here, you have to lean into the riskier plays if you want to stay in this game.
Yep.
Like you hope your spender one-shots Dracula and you get to live another round. I still have access to your spender and two of Xavier's reroll.
Yep. Next level mind games, just trying to put a big base over objectives to make people forget that things are there. Uh,
Yep, looks like they are remembering the book is there.
okay. Well, at the very least, sooner it did. So.
She does have a range 4 gun, but if she manages
Yep.
to deal too much damage to Dracula, like the Warpath into Counter-Strike is a definite danger here.
Yep. So sooner may potentially trying to limbo step, so you can definitely be within range of both
The book and the
the
point.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah, booking the point. Or sorry, the inhuman weapon. Sorry, this is not a Montesi book. That's right. Yeah. So
I think
okay.
that's
So
what we're
let's
going to
see.
see. Yeah, spend 3 to limbo step, probably pass a power to Xavier,
Yep.
just for the additional reroll.
Yep. So as long as you can keep Alan from uh,
Oh, to
having a Dracula
Bill.
activation, you can flip this point and pick up this book or this weapon. I think you're in a good spot to get another round out of this.
Yeah. So passing the power to Bill, which is an interesting choice. Seeing Magic
Oh,
pick up the book.
choosing not to. Oh, okay. Well, maybe Sooner didn't wasn't confident that they could get within both here.
Yep, maybe he had very different plint also. Just like try to
Okay.
move, flip a point, move, flip another point.
Yeah.
And because Dracula only has 2 power, he can only flip back 2, so he would have to roll for them and get them both.
Mhm.
It is 3 dice against no contesting models, but it still can happen.
Oh, okay. Sooner opting to just be a scenario magic then. So it looks like teleport, grab book, walk, flip point. Doesn't get it, unfortunately, since Dracula's still healthy, so that'll be a damage onto magic.
Yeah. So even if Magic flips the point here, Dracula can just double walk and grab the book to lock out the game.
Yes, correct. Yep.
But that's if Alan sees it.
Yes. So I'll be curious if they are able to see it. I hope they are because it would be a shame, but it is easy said than done, right? Because we're obviously in the commentator chair, they're players
Yeah.
chair. It's been 5 rounds of very grueling, punishing like plays back and forth.
A very bloody match, pun intended.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
Toast is right. After missing the middle is GG. Like, yeah, you can even take a long move there. Yeah, looks like Alan sees it and wraps up the game.
yep, yep.
So,
Okay, yeah.
we are seeing
Well
the
fought by Sooner, and great
GGs.
job on Alan.
Right, so let's go meet the players.
Yep.
Grab them.
Hey guys, very
Hey.
very bloody game. A lot of
Yeah.
violence on both sides. So what are your respective impressions of this game now that it's just wrapped up? Taking the when what did you think of your game here, Alan?
I came in with a plan. Nassi can confirm. He asked me earlier, and I told him what my plan was, which was I'm going to kill round 1, score 4 points, round 2, score 4 points, and daze somebody. Round 3, get a KO, and just disrupt the score. And that's pretty much what happened. Abomination had a miraculous round 1, just absolutely heroic, survived an unreasonable number of attacks. The math does not support what happened, but it happened. We love to see it. I was expecting an attrition splash. I was expecting Bill. That's what I got. I was expecting this exact 17 or 18 rather. So yeah, I came in kind of having thought about this a lot. And this is thanks to Omar. I have some experience into Professor X lists, and yeah, this was what I wanted to see. That last Dracula attack into Bill felt really bad, not doing any damage. But I think with some of the other attacks I've had this game, it was a bit of comeuppance for me to not get what I wanted there. Nathan, how about you?
Yeah, thought it played well. I just couldn't get through what I needed to get through. I think it really just came down to that. I don't know any big misplays. Maybe Bill doesn't throw the size 5 into Shang. I think that's probably the right play. Shang blocked 2, and then Magic completely whiffed the next round. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you played
Yeah.
well. I mean, there's
Thank you.
I don't see any kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know, man.
Yeah.
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 Hey guys, it's Jian. Sorry I wasn't here for the intro,
Hey,
but very good game to watch. So happy to be able to spectate and pleasure to being with you guys.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Alan, congratulations on the win. If I can, if you guys don't mind, there's a couple things we were wondering about. So, at what point did anyone catch that Xavier can't be bowed?
Oh
I should've-
no.
I should have got that. Yeah, that's on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a
God.
similar
Sorry, man.
rules question. Like on top of round 2, when Rogue charged Magic, Rogue had a sap power, which is in the same window as fallback. So normally Magic shouldn't have been able to get out of this either.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the same window. Is it the same window?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
before damage is dealt,
I believe.
Yeah, so
Ah.
the
Oh,
attackers.
so the attackers would have gone first.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
wouldn't have had
there you
power
go.
for it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So it kind of balanced out karmically because like
Yeah.
Sooner got bowed, but you also got the fallback. So like
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's a karmic
It's
wash.
it's all
okay.
even.
Yeah,
Honestly,
so
I felt like the bow. I was or not the bow, but the fallback. I was actually pretty happy about. It's like with Magic out here in Narnia, I was like, okay, I'll just walk Shang back here, and then she doesn't have a stellar turn. She can bring the point back to me. So I thought the fallback was correct because it stopped the double tap, but it was very costly. I felt.
Yeah, it definitely is tough for Magic to be in that position, and then I think Sooner you had to sort of eyeball like back into attack range, and we saw maybe you were wavering between like the spender versus like the gainer, right? Were
Yep.
you when you're measuring the limbo step? Were you trying to be outside of 3, or were you still trying to be within 3 to pick up the objective in case you spiked through the blanks?
I was trying to be outside of 3. I just
Okay.
Oh,
misread it.
okay.
It didn't matter though.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
attacks rolled.
It ended up not mattering. I mean, he didn't roll any blanks, and I didn't roll enough hits to do 2 damage. So,
That's fair. Yeah, that
but no,
Yeah.
I was trying to be outside of range 3 to kill him. All I wanted him to do was drop the point.
Yep.
At that point, Bill had already gotten completely annihilated by Rogue. So I just wanted
Makes
him
sense.
to drop the point.
Yep.
Magic already had one, so she couldn't pick it up.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I was thinking that it could have gone either way. Yeah, depending on like what you were looking to do. So yeah, okay. Thank you for the clarification on that.
All right.
Man,
Yeah. So, well, thank you both for letting us stream this game. Do you have any like
Yeah, of course.
things to plug or things you want to shout out before we wrap this up?
Nope. Thanks for streaming, and good win, Alan. And
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Well, good luck to both of your teammates for the following matches, and to you guys for the next round.
Indeed. All right. I'll see you around.
All right. Take care.
See ya.